Good morning, everyone. We are here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, live on a vet day. Here, want to first say thank you for all the birthday wishes. For my birthday this year, I'm wanting help raising money for our Comfort Care program. And our Comfort Care program definitely encompasses our geriatric residents like Buddy the bobcat here, as well as special needs animals that need extra medicine, extra staff time, habitat upgrades, things like that. So today, I want to share a lot with you, not just what we're doing here today. But first, let's talk a little bit about Buddy. So Buddy is about a 22-year-old bobcat. He came to us a few years ago as a senior. And it was one of those cases that we really had to talk to the owner who was surrendering, him and Kisa Marie, to determine if surrendering cats at that age would be in their benefit to adjust to the sanctuary. And luckily, both of them were very socialized to humans, husbandry, things like that. And so having them come to the sanctuary definitely was something we wanted to do. We've taken in seniors before and know that they can have 3 months with us, a month, a year, 2 years. And so we chose to take in Buddy. So Buddy came to us really, really plump. He was definitely fed a lot. He had some arthritis, some dental issues. I do believe Buddy is he a 2-paw or 4-paw declaw? We're going to check. He's a 4-paw declaw, something we don't see anymore, luckily, with the younger surrenders. But being very chubby and older, we waited for him to get weight off. And then he stayed really great for a while. Then he lost some weight, and he was about 36, 37 pounds, which was good for him. But then Elise was able to get him on the scale awake, and he was down to 24 pounds. So this can be concerning for a lot of reasons, especially at geriatric age, is why is he losing that weight? And even though he has a good body condition for him, it's not normal for him to lose weight. He was still ravenous. His coat is dull, things like that. So we want to check based on his age. Is he having dental issues? Might he be hyperthyroid? Could there something bigger be going on? So if you're Buddy's sponsor, you'll definitely get an update, a personalized update with the results and everything like that. But I wanted to bring it live to you guys today because to do an exam like this, especially a geriatric exam, can be $500 to $1,000 based on time, blood work we do, what medications he's going to be on for arthritis, treatments, anything like that. And so if we could even raise half of that or a quarter of that today, $250 on this live post for Comfort Care in honor of my birthday and most importantly in honor of the cats we care for, that would be wonderful. I also have a lot of other news for you today and this week. And so when we decided to do our Comfort Care fundraiser for my birthday, little did we know that our weeks and days would be filled with very intensive comfort care over the last week. So another one I can tell you about that we're sharing this morning, if you receive the e-newsletter, you will hear about it first. And that is Winona tiger. So caretakers had realized that she wasn't up and walking around one day. It seemed like she was really uncomfortable, had stomach ache. And then when she was kind of really spacing out, we'd say, we actually called our vet team in. We sedated her right away. We thought it was a bunch of things. And as you will learn in the e-news and on YouTube and later here on Facebook, she actually wasn't getting up and walking. And so through a lot of trials and errors, and also through even a wonderful sponsor parent who knew what was going on and had seen her actually injure herself possibly in her habitat on the live cam, we all started deciding it was decided to treat it like a back injury. And medicate that way, set up a CT scan, and we're happy to say she is improving daily. She still has a long way to go, but we're treating her with anti-inflammatories, steroids, pain management, and keeping her quiet and still. So that I can not even explain to you how many hours and night checks and every 2-hour checks the staff had for a week. Then we have cats like Buddy here. And last week I told you about, we'll be sharing some more news once sponsor knows of other cats that have had comfort care, really exams, medical issues come up in the last week. And so you can see that we have our viewing room up today. One of our interns is viewing the procedure. If you're just joining us, we're doing kind of a senior wellness check on Buddy the bobcat. He's, I feel like he could even be older than 22 years old. No, he's 22. Exactly in July. He was born on the 8th of July, 22 years ago. So we share a birthday month. And we're going to be doing blood work here. We're checking all of his organ functions. We're going to be checking for hyperthyroid. They might take radiographs to see anything. Arthritis, joints, things like that. We're going to be looking in his mouth to see his teeth. We do know he had teeth issues in the past. He is a 4-paw declaw. So we're expecting that there won't be anything untreatable today, but when you have a 22-year-old cat on the table, you can find anything. And here, this week has been a challenging week with Winona, Buddy, a lot of other things going on too for the staff. They have been working 24/7. Dr. Camper rushed in on a moment's notice for Winona. Dr. Campbell was out of town and his flight landed, and he rushed up here just to see if an extra pair of hands would be good if surgery was needed. Luckily it wasn't. It just wears on the staff, but it makes me so proud to be part of this team. That comfort care is a priority and individualized care is a priority. So we always check for the microchip. We have standard practice. You can see he's got a little cuff on, so they're reading the blood pressure as well. You can see he's got some muscle wasting. Definitely not as bad as some of the older cats, but that is pretty common for a 22-year-old bobcat. If you're just joining us today, we're doing a wellness exam and groom. We'll also be doing a wellness exam on Canada Lynx Ramsey later this week, who needs a grooming. It'll be interesting once we look at the teeth, what kind of response I get from the vet. That grimace face, that happy face, or that, yep, they're gone, but there's nothing that needs immediate attention. We've got a lot going on today too. So Catio Town trusses are going in, so we've been having to work around that and park on the street. But we will have an update definitely next week on Catio Town. And Buddy is, I would say, like, he's a very independent bobcat, very confident bobcat. Is he friendly? Yes, but he always just wants to know what we have for him. And so that is something I really love about him. And as you know, we talk about comfort care. You know, we are going to have this week geriatrics on the table for exams, but they're still helping, you know, Chili do his physical therapy for that leg. Poor Josie today. We had a thunderstorm this morning, and for those of you that might not know, Josie, the domestic cat, is terrified of thunderstorms. So she was hiding under the bathroom counter, and Elise actually was there comforting her. Just another small part of comfort care. How do those teeth look? Have you had a chance to look at them?
They look like they need some attention. Yeah.
Ooh, wow, a lot of tartar. We knew he came to us with some teeth issues, and so what they'll do is they'll clean that up and then determine if those teeth are healthy, right? Or if something needs to be removed. So if you're just joining us again, we are live. We haven't been live in a long time. Most of our procedures have been recently as needed. So that we've been busy with cats that need attention, whether it could be they've injured themselves, whether they're just off, not doing right, geriatric care, really monitoring animals and increasing medication if they're arthritic or painful. Of course, Elise will get her famous paw prints as they can. And so the good news is with the in-house lab, we'll know today, how his organs look before he wakes up. We'll know thyroid, things like that. So any treatment that needs to begin will begin. So right now they're intubating so that they can do the dental work. And really, I want to thank you. $10,000 is what we're trying to raise for Comfort Care. That covers 3 months of Comfort Care. It's amazing how many cats get medication a day, how many have to be on refeeds because they're older and they don't want to eat a whole meal at a time. Comfort Care is about what each individual cat needs and always putting their comfort first, whether that be medical, which is a lot of it, and the time it takes to do medical, whether it is about customizing their food so they can chew it appropriately, whether a cat needs physical therapy, whether a cat might need steps down because they're getting older. And so you will see every time a cat moves habitats, we're customizing for that cat going into it. When you read the post in the e-news today about Winona, you'll see that Dash and her had to swap enclosures because based on what we're assuming is some type of spinal injury that we're treating for, she is, we want her on a flat surface. We want her to have 2 indoor rooms so we can shift her side by side. We wanted to keep her quiet and have a shift yard. And so she'll eventually be going back to Roar Ridge. We're seeing improvements, but if you've ever had a back injury, you want to take it slow, and that's what we're doing with Miss Winona. So if you are a sponsor parent, there's so many reasons why we don't always share everything in the moment like we are sharing today, and that's because we need to make sure the animal is the first priority, and that means that everybody's energy and time is focused on the animal and what that needs. Our second priority is to those veterinarians, vet team caretakers that are caring for them, and that it's a high stress time. They're dealing with an animal they love that needs help. We also want the information because we need tests, time to get that information to know exactly what we're dealing with. We consulted with Winona's team for a CT. She couldn't fit in the MRI, and that's really what would be noted to show some kind of small spinal lesions. So we've had the CT on hold, but on call, and had that all coordinated if she needed it. And then really just, compassion fatigue. We don't know if a cat's going to get better or we're going to have to say goodbye. We know those caretaking staff and vets are checking in 24/7. With Winona, they had a nanny cam, but they also did 12 2 a.m., 4 a.m. checks. Dr. Campbell had to come back one night at 10 p.m. after he left to help and things like that. And so we need to put the team and the action for the animals first, and then we update the sponsors. And so that's really how it happens. It's not that we're ever trying to hold information from anyone, but we really need to make sure that we have all the resources and the resiliency to care for the cats that are in Comfort Care or emergency situations. So I hope that helps explain a little bit about why Winona's announcement is today and wasn't the day it happened. There was a lot going on and a lot of moving parts. And you can even see this. I know I've got a glare here, sorry. I was just trying to show you some of what Morgan, our intern's watching. Well, I think we're going to sign off the live today. We'll keep sponsors of Buddy and all of you updated on how his wellness exam goes and his dental and things like that. Thank you all again for donating to Comfort Care. Comfort Care, we need to start adding to Comfort Care kind of the employee assistant program and the other tools we have for staff and interns to take care of themselves during these high stress, high heartache times and then high reward times when we see cats like Winona improving. So thank you all as Elise does her paw prints on her canvas. Thank you all for loving the cats like we do and knowing that their comfort is most important. Their quality of days is more important than the quantity of days. Thank you for being alongside us all the time, and we'll keep you updated with more updates on the cats you care for and love.